bitch, you lie. It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. It ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm the put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. No, I'm not a snack at all. Look, baby, I'm the whole damn meal. David, you ain't being slick. Don't dare try to cop a feel. The juice ain't worth the squeeze if the juice don't look like this. Hold up, nigga, please don't make me have to take your bitch. Shit. If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. I like shot a nigga better over time. Heard you say I'm not the baddest, bitch, you lie. It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. It ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm the put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. Hey, somebody come get this man. I think he got lost in my DMs. What? My DMs. What? You better come get your man. I think he wanna be way more than friends. What? More than friends. What you want me to say? It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. It ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm the put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chris from Pocket Devs. Pocket Devs is a development firm that provides affordable and reliable software solutions. From websites, mobile applications, and custom systems, we've been operating for more than a year, and we have helped over 50 businesses and organizations grow with websites, e-commerce stores, management systems, and more. We offer a free consultation on our services, and you can visit us at www.pocketdevs.ph. Grow your business with us. Grow with Pocket Devs.
Good morning, everyone. The Independent Collective would like to remind everyone of the following. For the best Zoom experience, we recommend you choose the speaker view. To do this, kindly click the view button at the upper right side of your screen and select speaker view. Second, please make sure to turn your microphones on mute unless you have been given a go signal to unmute and ask a question for the question and answer portion. Third, you are advised to turn on your cameras if possible and to engage with other participants in the chat box. Next, don't forget to answer the feedback form that will be in the chat box and sent via email so you can claim your certificates and freebies for joining our event. And lastly, this event is brought to you by our partners. Online SDG Youth Action Forum or OSYAF, the UP Consulting Group, Iris Bites, Ivy's Bake Shop, NCN Cosmetics, Maya Productions, JCL Cebu Sinulog, Viatra, Saluchem, Pocket Devs, and USC UNESCO Club. Ladies and gentlemen, please make yourselves comfortable and get ready to join our amazing panel as the program will begin in 5 minutes. I repeat, the program will begin in 5 minutes. Don't forget to stay till the very end to find out if you're one of the 5 lucky winners of our giveaways. Check out at the Indico on Instagram and the Independent Collective on Facebook to check out the mechanics of our giveaway. It's not too late to join the game, and we're picking winners at 10:30 a.m. So what are you waiting for? Follow and like our post and page and get a chance to win. And with that, the Independent Collective would like to promote the following opportunities. We have an internship program and we're looking for the following: TikTok talent, social media manager, and graphic designer. All roles entail 5 to 8 hours of work per week with benefits to be discussed in the interview. The link is in the forms below. The Independent Collective is also open for more partnerships and collaborations. Our team can create press releases for you, feature you on our website and social media sites, advertise your business on our podcast, which reaches over 50,000 people globally, collaborate during our monthly events, host giveaways, and so much more. If you're interested in collaborating with us, feel free to apply in the forms below. If you've got other ideas in mind, send us a proposal that you think will benefit both parties, and we'll wait for an email if you're interested. And last but not the least, we also have an upcoming event in April 30 entitled The Art of Pursuing Your Passion, a roundtable discussion with Filipino artists. We will be featuring AJ Bakar of Sky Comics, Krista Vega of Secret Nudes, Ina Arceo, Elijah, are also known as the creator of Heli the Great, Jewel Villarisco, the creator of Jewi's Art Space, and lastly, Rio Sumalinog, the business owner of Charms and Clays. We also have events every month, and we're adding more random winners to register and show up. And now that's out of the way, we will head on to the event.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Women's Month special roundtable discussion. More than words, amplifying the voices of women leaders in celebration of Women's Month. Before we proceed with the roundtable discussion, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the day off to join us today this morning. We hope you're all excited for all the topics we've got planned for you because I'm pretty sure I am. So ayun, we're also thankful to our partners, our sponsors, and guest speakers who've taken the time to attend this year's conference and lend their insights about the process of becoming a woman leader. I am your host, Sam, and I'm definitely excited to introduce to you to all of our amazing guest speakers. Okay, first one is Natalie Barbu. Natalie Barbu is an experienced content specialist with a demonstrated history of working in the internet industry with a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering from North Carolina State University. He has garnered over 350,000 followers through YouTube and Instagram for her personal brand. He also began consulting services for other individuals and businesses to grow their brand online with their target audience. He is also the founder and CEO of Rela Social and the founder and host of the Real podcast. Next slide, yes. The next slide is Athena Abe. Atcha is a fourth-year computer science student, content creator, seasoned public speaker, and mentor, former application analyst, and social media specialist. He is currently the technical community manager of education.ph. He is also the Angel Hack ambassador, mentor of Impact Hackathon. She shares her knowledge with various universities and tech companies about the fundamentals of web development, web design, information security, database systems, and automation. She aspires to be a computer science professor and cybersecurity analyst. Is that you here? Later. Okay. Grace David is our next speaker later. Grace David joined education.ph in 2019, equipped with more than 15 years of experience in brand management, marketing, and sales in large local, regional, and global institutions, including San Miguel Corporation, Kraft, Mondelez, and Kerry. As a staunch education advocate, David will lead education.ph into the next phase of youth-centered engagement and product innovation to guide students toward a successful and fulfilling future. Education.ph offers 8 million annual student visitors, an online marketplace to search, compare, and apply to higher education and online courses. a platform to engage with leading corporations, foundations, and nonprofit organizations, and a resource for guidance and advice to pursue a successful path from education to career. Okay, over there. I'm very excited for our speakers for today. Without further ado, let us get on with the panel discussion. We'd like to begin with a sweet and inspiring message from Natalie Barbu, one of the supposed panelists, but unfortunately she's not here, but she's giving us a sweet message, a video. So she pre-recorded her message for all us in this video. So please watch this video.
I would say to just start trying whatever it is you want to do. So start that side hustle, start that YouTube channel, start that TikTok account, start talking to people that are, in the career path that you want to be on. Just start, because if you just keep thinking about it and you're like, oh, I really want to do that, I really want to do that, I really want to do that, but you never do it, it's never going to get done. And you have to be comfortable, like I said, with like not knowing what to do and not knowing how to get there. But you have to start at least with one small step to even like go forward in general. So I would say start whatever it is, even if you feel like you're an imposter, even if you don't feel confident, even if you feel like you're not qualified, it doesn't matter. You're going to learn so much by just taking those action steps to kind of get you where you want to go. So whatever it is, just start doing it and just do it, and you're going to learn a lot along the way. So that would be my biggest advice. People overthink things too much. I think people are like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Maybe next year I'll start. And then it just never happens. So you have to like start putting in the action to do it.
All right. I love that. It's very inspiring. I can really relate to it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us would also relate to what Natalie have said. All right. As Natalie said, let's just start it. Please give a virtual round of applause to our guest speakers, Grace David and Athena Abe. Hello, Miss Grace David and Atcha. Are you guys here?
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Yes. Are you guys excited then as well for our Q&A today, our panel discussion? Because I'm pretty sure I am.
Yes.
All right. Can we have Miss Grace David and Atcha spotlighted? Hold on. Actually, maybe I can. Diba? Oh, diba? Pwede naman pala. Hello, ayun. So, good morning to you guys. How are you guys?
Good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone.
Hello. Good evening from here. Happy. It's currently Friday here.
I see. Alright, yeah, states nga pala. Ayun, so anyway, no further ado, let's start with the panel discussion. Yung oras natin pala. The first question is, based on your experience, how can an aspiring leader, especially a woman leader, deal with the mishaps or the problems in the current seemingly masochistic system? Ayan, open naman to answer for any of you.
Okay. Actually, you want to start, or do you want me to share some stories about how we could actually share our learnings?
Yeah, sure. I can definitely start. So, I've had a lot of realizations as a student leader. So I'm still currently a student as introduced, and starting my career in tech specifically. So there are a lot of really mishaps when it comes to women being in the scene, especially being a leader. And with that, like, I never let myself be affected of like having this image of a man dominating in the place, or I'm always not really, I'm more on the equality side of leadership. So I don't really focus on the gender, and especially in technology there are a lot of stereotypes wherein men are always in the tech industry. And currently right now I'm really happy that men, specifically men in the industry, is helping me to empower fellow students. Currently, they've been inviting me in speaking engagements to help empower more students have an early career in tech, specifically women, because they doubt themselves often about not being able to express themselves, not being able to share the knowledge in tech because they feel like men are only for the tech industry. So that's currently my experience. And as a woman student leader in our university, like I am able to really help my fellow students voice out their concerns and opinions. And my gender really didn't affect me. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, I actually understand what you're saying, and I love that. I want to hear about how about you, Miss Grace David? What is your view regarding that?
Share almost similar thoughts as Acha, no? Because like I'm also in the tech industry in a startup, and it's my first time actually to be stepping in the world of startup, in the tech world. And I mean, obviously, I will not deny it. I'm a little bit more of years compared to Acha, and I think with the rest of the the participants right now in this Zoom event, no, apart from like having men in this world of tech and startup world, I see a lot more younger people, right, who's actually jumping in, and there's just so many doubts and fears, just even without saying anything, just looking at the visual cues of the landscape. You see more men, then you find out like the background of these talents, regardless of their gender and their age, they're coming from like an IT world, engineering world, which is also not comparable to my background. It's just like you see yourself like, oops, I it seems like I am not similar to any of the profiles in that landscape. And then you move up. Like, how about like the leadership of these organizations, and who's the movers and founders of most of these startups? Again, you see yourself different because like it's usually men, it's usually actually with background in tech, and they've had experience of building something. And here I am, not compatible on age, not compatible on gender, not compatible even on background. I've always been in brand management, marketing, business, corporate world. And it's not of any similarities to that space. But the most important for me, and this is what I encourage everyone else, you will see a lot of things that's different versus how you look at yourself. But the very most important one, take the first step. Regardless of what you see, when you believe and you've already so much convinced that that is actually the space where you want to go, and that's the space that you know you could contribute. It's not just you receiving and getting the title and getting like the space, right? But it's also like, what can you give in that ecosystem? And for me, that was clear. Yeah, all of you are tech background, but you know what? I have a very strong marketing background, a very strong business background. I know how to look at financials and incorporate it on how to run a business. And I knew there's something that I could contribute. So even if it was difficult, even if I had so much self-doubt and very loud self-talk that like, baka hindi ako mag-fit in, take the first step and you will discover that you're far stronger and far more capable than what you think. So for me, I am not discounting the fears that we have kasi meron din ako noon. Natatakot din ako. Nagdududa din ako sa sarili ko. Kaya ko ba talaga yan? But like, go for the first step because it's not just about the faith. You will realize that when you go for that first step, ang dami palang tutulong sa'yo. Ang dami naman palang fellow women who wants to cheer you on and wants to see you to be successful. So just go take that first step and everything else will follow.
I love that energy, Miss David. I even also it reminds me of something like, I'm not sure if you're familiar yung with sila Owen Wilson, yung the internship directed by directed by Sean Levy. So it just reminded me of that, and I really love your energy. It's very inspiring as well. Connected to what you guys are both are saying, where do you find inspiration to create and lead creatively? Like, do you often lose motivation or ideas, or especially, or kunyari kung you guys get burnt out? Because it happens eh, right? So, yeah, ayun. I wanna...
Yeah, I think I would start first, definitely, especially starting in the industry. Also, my first job is also in marketing, social media marketing. It's not related to tech. So marketing is really important also in the tech field. And especially as a student, starting in the industry at when I was in third year college, I was discriminated. That I was told that I am not capable of um, starting early in the tech scene, and I am not allowed or to be a mentor and help empower fellow students and other professionals. So everything that I am sharing currently in universities and in tech companies are based on my experience. So with tech, learning never stops, and with the community, they really help me be empowered and to believe more in myself. So I've experienced a lot of down moments wherein I always ask the question if it's still possible, kung posible pa bang merong babaeng that can empower more women. And there are a lot of organizations such as WeTech, women tech makers that really reaching out to women right now in the tech and helping them empower more women. And also men do speaking engagements and help fellow communities and do mentoring. So I think up until now, I feel doubted because there are some there are some speaking engagements wherein I it gets canceled because they would know that I'm still a student, because they would look at the number of years, at the at the level of expertise. They didn't even check my speaking engagements on how I interacted, because it's really empowering when you reach out to people that you can help, that can relate to you, especially as a student, right? Kasi pag professionals and when they teach something to you, parang it's too technical, parang hindi na agad maintindihan. So that's my goal, is to really reach out to fellow students and encourage them na hindi overwhelming or hindi intimidating ang technology. It's easy to learn, it's fun to learn, as long as you have the right people to help you, to support you, and that's really empowering. And that there are times na parang effective pa ba tong ginagawa ko, pero there's the community, there's a support group to reassure me na I'm doing great, I'm doing fine, I'm helping people learn, and it motivates them to help other people learn in the industry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Acha. Miss David, yes, apa.
Yeah. I super can connect to everything Acha has shared, no? Even if like I know the age difference is very obvious, so hindi naman ganun yung klase ng difficulties, but like how do you keep yourself motivated? Kasi as we do our job, even if we are actually pursuing the very core of our passion, may difficulties yun eh. Hindi naman yun na parang, hey, I'm actually at the very center of what I want to do. But even if you're in the very center, ang dami mong pinagdadaanan, may challenges pa rin siya, di ba? So keeping your, for me, one item, because I have a type 1 personality in Enneagram. So for those who are actually familiar with Enneagram, I encourage you, go find out what's your personality type there. Turns out that I'm type 1. And the type 1 is a very purpose-centered individual. And for me, that was not a surprise. And that's what keeps me motivated. I am so thankful that I'm in the education space right now, because for so long, when I started working, gusto ko talaga actually maging teacher, gusto ko nasa education space. But I also knew hindi madali, because I mean, financially, right? Doing a job in the corporate world would be financially rewarding compared to actually jumping immediately to the education space. And I'm just so thankful that I had those years to actually gain my experience and my failures on how it is to build and grow a business, because that experience, now I'm bringing it in the education space. And mahirap siya. Because again, I have a very different background. I'm not as typical same profile as the rest of the people in the education space. But what makes me motivated every single day, na parang alam mo yung kahit na ang daming stress and problema and meeting na dapat mong tapusan every single day, sabihin mo parang worth it. Kasi this is actually a step forward to really advancing and making the change in the education space. So, kakayanin. Kasi alam mo kung ano yung very purpose why you are there. And mahirap, pero worth it eh. So, that one gives me the inspiration na, okay, let's start another day and make sure that we're going to be good at what we do today. There, so purpose, that's what makes me motivated every single day.
All right, it's like the deep why or the purpose, and then having this support system we to be able to that keeps us motivated, inspired, and all. I think I get that. Yeah, I will keep that in mind talaga. So, so our next question naman po. I guess one of the most important, one of the questions that siguro boggles in our mind, what are the most important questions that one should ask themselves before deciding to pursue a leadership role? Sorry, be it male dominated or like not, like you guys did.
I would think Miss Grace would answer that first.
Sige. Actually, how I want to answer it, this should not be the question that you should be entertaining or should be stopping you, especially for us Filipinas. Kasi ang first tanong natin, lalo na when we're given such a role, no, like, take the lead. Ang first natin, kaya ko na ba? Pwede na ba? I mean, parang diba, the first question kaagad is doubting yourself. And I've gone through that so many times. Even actually, when I was starting my career in education, when me and Henry, the founder, were like discussing, instead of like, very aligned siya sa passion ko. I mean, my skill set and experience is actually telling me, I mean, diba, ang obvious, for others it looks obvious, pero for us females, laging ang first question, handa na ba ako? Kaya ko ba? So, my encouragement to everyone who's here, when you are given the opportunity, whether it's a leadership position or like whatever opportunity in your career, don't start with a question about a doubt, about your skills, about your capability. The fact that an outsider is seeing you is already telling you na may potential ka, may kaya ka. So don't ever start that kind of thinking na yun yung first question mo sa sarili mo. I made that mistake, kaya ang tagal, for me, minsan ang tagal ng alignment ng mind ko versus the reality, kasi yung nagpa-play pa sa mind ko na baka hindi pa ngayon, baka hindi pa ako ready, baka hindi ko pa kaya. So don't start with that. That's my very first my very first suggestion. In fact, where I want you to start is, how could you actually encourage yourself? That's where you start. The question is, ano ba yung sobrang maganda about me? Ano ba yung sobrang strength ko? Start with that so that you could actually be able to set your mind with something positive and strong about you. That's it.
Good. And to connect with Miss Grace's answer, yes, it's all about the mindset din talaga. And I'm really happy that I am given the opportunity at education.ph, even as a student, in a manager role pa. So I'm really happy, and it's really empowering kasi malaking bagay din talaga yung doubts. It's a big factor. And when you see the people around you pushing you to believe in yourself, it's a really big factor talaga na bakit nga ba ba't hindi ka nga ba maniwala sa sarili mo, 'di ba? People seeing your capability and your skills and your strengths, and even if you think na you have weaknesses, you can definitely turn them into your strengths. And we have this community, even your peers or your colleagues, that can help you turn it around as long as you have the right support. And iba talaga yung encouragement sa edukasyon. Kaya sali na kayo, guys. Pero, ayun nga, yung ano din talaga, at the end of the day, that tinatanong din ako like, Acha, how to be you, parang ganun. So I think I always tell them to believe in yourself kasi yung yung magde-determine ng success mo or yung the person who will determine or depict your success in the future is you. It starts with you. It's in your mind, it's in your thought. Kung puro negative, nothing will happen. You put your thoughts, if you have these goals, you put them into action and it will definitely happen as long as you believe in yourself.
I love that. I really love that. Very timely rin talaga tong question, sort of. I mean, like, not exactly timely, pero you guys know what I mean. Ayun, well, we have another question pala from Caitlin. The question is, were there times that you felt like people didn't take you seriously just because you are a woman in a male-dominated field? How did you deal with that struggle?
And I think on my end, I already shared it. So, ayun, as I have mentioned, it didn't stop me. So, I just focus. There are groups of people kasi naman talaga in the industry and in the community that will pull you down. So, focus on those people who will get you up and keep you going.
I'm gonna share the same. You know what? And this is in respect then with the other gender. So, because it is a common practice. Nakita nila not just with current generation but even in the older generation, may unconscious bias yung mga lalaki. 'Di ba? Na parang minsan kunyari, and I don't know if actually you have the same experience. Kunyari nasa meeting, even like in schools, pagdating sa taking down notes, bakit babae lang yung tinitingnan nyo? Right? Parang pareho naman tayo may notebook, pareho ka rin naman may ballpen, pero pagdating sa admin task, titingin na sila sa mga babae, 'di ba? But go understand also, it's an unconscious bias for most of the men. Hindi yun dahil like babae lang. It's just that because it has been a common practice. So it's not just about like all these biases are not just like on big decisions. Go observe. Everything that's happening on the household gets mimicked outside, even on simple, group work, diba? So for me, my suggestion there is like have the consciousness also to help the other genders surface it. Kasi hindi naman nila, you would notice it's not like intentional. It's really more of like nakasanayan na kultura. And that's what we need to actually verbalize. So if you're feeling that, oops, merong may inequality kahit sa simpleng mga bagay na taking down of notes, surface it. Pero syempre wag naman na parang padebate, because or else it would be a fight versus like it will appear like, yeah, I want to practice equality. Just like raise it na, how about as simple as like kung kunyari yun, diba, taking down notes or like doing admin tasks. How about your turn to do it? Just as simple as that. You're not actually raising like a certain tension or conflict, but you're surfacing that there should be equality on this particular task. Hindi pwedeng kaming mga babae lagi ang taga-take down notes at taga-send ng calendar invite. Right? Those are simple things. But notice, even if like magkaka-same level kayo, pag ganong admin task, babae lagi ang unang nasa mind. No, let's put equality there. So that's my advice for everyone. Don't wait for you to get to the top before you act on things, and remind the men that like, let's practice equality. Where you are right now, there are simple unconscious biases that we need to surface, and then like, just let it be known, and then allow the men to practice.
Yeah, I see. Like, I mean, like, just like what Natalie said on the first video, let's just start it, push through it, and go for it. So, yeah, I'll keep that in mind as well. Okay, so there is a question related to that I wanted to ask Rin. How did you start out as a leader in an overall catalyst of change? And what made you realize that you wanted to be who you are today? And if we can connect with, is it all right if I connect this? I'm not sure if it's going to be overloaded with a question on question number 2 from Jam. Just curious, how did the both of you get into the tech in the first place? We can start with that, and then how you guys started out as a leader in an overall catalyst of change, if that's all right.
Atcha, or you want me to start?
Yeah, sure, go.
Yeah. So, nagkakapaat kami ni Atcha. So, parang, okay, this is good. For me, how did I start in tech? It really is with the passion of education. So, parang for me, I knew I would want to eventually land serving in the education space. And I'm thankful na parang I'm in actually the modern way of creating solutions, and obviously that's tech. And I really want to be part of the change na kailangan sa education. That's when I ended up being in tech. So bumabalik siya dun sa purpose and passion ko. So there, that's why now I am in tech. Suddenly I forgot the second question, like the catalyst of change, yun ba yun?
Yes, the question is, how did you start out as a leader and an overall catalyst of change, and what made you realize that you wanted to be where you are today, who you are today?
It's my entire life journey, I must say. So parang for me, it's a life journey because I knew I wanted to be in education. Pero like 10, 20 years ago, because I realized it right after college eh. Pero hindi education yung natapos ko. Na-realize ko yun nung matapos ko na yung business and marketing course ko. So parang, okay. So in my mind before, para I could shift, I needed to study again. But I'm thankful for the life journey. And that's what I'm encouraging everyone. Allow your vision and your purpose of your life to nurture. Kasi hindi yan makakrack in one statement immediately when you think about it. The fact that a lot of companies, startup and big conglomerates take time to write their own vision, mission, and their purpose, it would be the same for us. So don't pressure yourself na parang, but hindi ko pa rin alam. Just go through the journey because you will be discovering a lot of other things. You will discover more about yourself, and then your purpose gets nurtured. So for me, I am in the middle of change. I am actually living that life of purpose and in my leadership role because I allowed myself to go through that journey to define exactly what my purpose is. And for me, what I'm really thankful because when I started like thinking about where do I really want to land my career, it was not just about I want to be in education. I want to be teaching. Naging klaro sa akin in my journey that I want to pass on my learnings, my knowledge, my wisdom to the next generation. And I'm thankful that I'm in the tech startup because our audience are students. The people I work with, people in education, people in the startup world are young people. So parang I feel like I'm really able to serve my purpose because apart from having an audience who are Filipino students, the people I work with are younger than me. I'm able to pass on everything I learned. And for me, that alone is really like a display of my life's journey of nurturing what really is my purpose. And I feel like the everyday life is really a leadership life in and out of office hours. There.
Thank you. I think, yeah, Acha, okay, go.
Ayun, I definitely agree, and it's true na hindi mo pa talaga alam yung magiging parang pinaka-end purpose mo, pero there's always a purpose along the way. I started my leadership journey when I was in high school. Kasi di ba in high school, you get to be assigned in officership role. Dahil walang nagbo-volunteer sa amin, napilitan ako. Yun talaga, dun, everything started with that. I think I was the treasure at that time. Tapos napapagalitan pa nga ako. Kasi bakit, ba't pinawawalang ano dito, barya, ganyan-ganyan. Nangungulik kami para uso pa yung photocopy that time. And then from there, nung grade 8 na ako and grade 10, dun ko parang mas na-feel yung sense of purpose ko, it's not because you are tasked or you are assigned or napilitan kang gawin yon. It's a sign na you're destined to be there. Kaya ka nandyan. So that if you're currently feeling na, bakit nga ba ako nandito? If you're currently feeling na you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, why not rethink it? Maybe it's giving you this journey to identify or to really maano mo talaga yung purpose mo, and with that it helped me grow. Ang dami kong natutunan being an officer in school. From then nung college ako, I really pursued it kasi I'm really interested, and a personal reason din talaga is doon din ako naging workaholic actually, kasi I like to distract myself on better things rather than really yung parang magbumukok lang, parang ganun, with my problem. So it really helped me, and with the people around me, helped me be empowered on continuing this mission, diba, vision. I also experienced that in my previous work, kasi startup din yung naging una kong work. And totoo talaga yon na nababago din yung vision mission eh, lalo na if you're belonging in an organization that's growing, which means it's good kasi nababago na yung vision mo into a bigger thing, so to a greater scale, in a bigger scale. And with your personal purpose, ganun din siya as you go along, as you grow, as you go into the journey of leadership. And even if you're a leader, kasi everything you do, even the small things, can influence people. It can make a great impact. So everyone can be a leader. Yun talaga yung turo sa amin. It's the good things and the influence that you do. And going to the second question on how I got into tech, I didn't directly get into tech. Kahit computer science student ako, my first job is social media marketing. Although I used to work for an outsourcing company that's focusing more on developers. Pero dahil walang IT department doon, dahil nga startup, I was one of the people who started to spearhead the IT department. So that's how I started. Everything I learned, and it really helped me go to practice my leadership skills, kasi ako yung isa sa mga tao sa go to practice my leadership skills, kasi ako yung isa sa mga tao sa
Sorry, actually, you're breaking up. I can hear what you're saying, pero nagbe-break up siya onte. Oo.
yun, naglag ako. Ano yung huli niyo narinig?
You were talking about yung sa tech company, being in a tech company.
Oh yeah. So as I have mentioned, I started a marketing role, and then even kahit CS yung degree ko, and then since it's also a startup, wala pa siyang IT department. So I was assigned to go into the IT department. That's where I was able to also practice my leadership skills, because I was one of the people spearheading the department.
All right. Thank you so much. Alam mo na, medyo nakaka-relate ako sa yung sinasabi mo, yung you'd rather distract yourself with work, being productive, kesa yung problem. Anyway, we have a minute left sana. Pwede kaya ihabol natin tong question. Daphne has a question kasi, if you guys can answer very quickly lang, do you suggest, I think it's a very straightforward question. Do you suggest working in startups more than big established companies? Ayan, I want to hear kung if you guys can give a short, kung possible.
I could jump in. Parang for me, the first question is not about like, is it a startup or a corporate, big corporate established company? What do you want to learn? Kasi like kunyari, you're in the field of tech, you're a developer, you want to actually be exposed immediately, mobile apps, website, and all that, I would suggest go for the startup. Like you will get exposed to everything about it. But like, for example, you would want to actually learn about brand management. The one who is best are the companies who already have launched real strong brands. Then go for corporate. So parang for me, the real question first is, what do you want to learn? What do you want to be an expert of? Because a startup has their own strength of like disciplines and career opportunities, and ganun din yung big established companies. So start with what you want to learn, what career you want to pursue. Then it's easier to answer startup ba or corporate.
Yeah, it also true. It also depends on the field of expertise. Kasi working, having an experience in working to startups really gave me a lot of growth, and it helped me upskill. Although syempre since startup nga siya, there aren't really so many people that can mentor you as much. So it's more of self-studying on my end. Pero if you're going to lead nga mga big companies or corporations, there are definitely a lot of people that can guide you along the way. And for example, yun nga yung branding. Nung nag-start din ako, na lost din ako kasi nga wala pang strong structure eh. So it really depends din talaga dun sa gusto mo nga matutunan and yung field of expertise. So with tech, ayun, na-observe ko din right now na madaming upskilling and growth opportunities, yan, mga freelancing, startups. So, yun.
I see. Okay, I think that's a great answer and to think about if you want to work with a corporation or with a startup. So how I think I really like being a startup if ever. Anyway, we don't have any minutes left for another question. Pero thank you guys so much for this wonderful discussion. Ang daming insights. I love it. You guys are really inspiring. Kaya grabe. Thank you so much. I think all of our participants is also very happy about it. Pero please don't forget pala, we also have a 5-minute Q&A later. We're just going to have a short presentation by up and coming indie band, Gigi on the Beats. So let's welcome Gigi on the Beats. A round of applause.
Binibining Pilipina, maganda na dalaga, yeah, yeah.
Gigi on the beat.
Kapag mo nang makita mo sa isa ka Pilipina, wala makakumpara sa amon na papalangga. Anong pagkagit sa amon na mga pamatasan? Walang pareho sa talagang Pilipina. Kaulat sa imo papalangga, ari na balang imo nga dyan sa paypakita sa number one ay na.
Baby, ikaw ang pinangkama, magandang Pilipina. Nakita ko walang katulad mo. Pilipina, puno ka ng hiwaga, ayoko maghinala, lalo na lumakas ang tama ko sa'yo. Yeah. Binibining Pilipina, pwede ka bang makilala? Yeah, guwapa na dalaga, gusto ko na ikaw may istorya. Yeah, hello Miss Lady, tulala ako sa imo beauty. Wala kay pareho sa imo lately. Pwede na ako na lang baby. Dalagang Pilipina, isa ka na reyna. Dapat yung protektahan na mga laki, ka mga lady. Number one sa amon tagi puson. Baby, ikaw ang pinakama, magandang Pilipina. Nakita ko walang katulad mo. Pilipina, puno ka ng hiwaga, ayokong maghinala, lalo na lumakas ang tama ko sa'yo.
All right, that was Gigi on the Beats. Thank you so much. Are you guys here, Gigi on the Beats? I want to ask a few questions from you guys. That was a wonderful song. I love it. It's a bop. And all right, are you guys here?
Hello.
Hi, Gigi. I call you guys Gigi, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice to
Yes,
meet
sir,
you
Gigi.
guys. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to find out, how did you guys start Gigi on the Beats? I'm guessing that you guys are siblings, no? So
Yes.
how did you guys start your band, this indie band? I'm curious.
Gigi is, first of all, the name is dedicated to our father, Gigi. And the formulation of the name is our first initials, GI, because my name is Hill, my real name is Hill, which is GIL, and my sister's name is Jelly, which is GILLIE. So we took the first two letters of our first name. And then, well, it started. Actually, our name is only Gigi lang, because Gigi on the Beats is my producer name ko. Well, it all started there, guys. As me being a producer, I produced some tracks. I once produced from Viva Records, and I also produced from as I said, a Bisaya, a Cebu record label called OBM. I also produced there, and it all started there when I was a producer. Um, you know, it's just the love of music, for the love of music, and as time passes by, being a producer, I realized that it's not quite enough, for the love of music, I also told myself to also sing, to put some vocals, and that's when I recruited my sister. I told my sister when I was producing a track, this track, Filipina, for the OBM record label. I told my sister to sing in it because the title itself is Filipina, so we kind of need a female vocalist for it. So at that time, in that collaboration of the track, actually the real song is also in Spotify, Filipina by Gigi. Um, the collaboration of the song is three artists, we ourselves, Gigi, and the owner of the OBM record label, Kuya Brian. He's from Cebu, Bisaya, and Manila rap group, DPMN. So we collaborated and created that track, Filipina. So that's when I recruited my sister. Actually, it's her first time in singing that song. First time.
I think,
So
it's amazing, ha? I mean, like, you guys are really great. It's about talaga, I love it so much agad, yung Filipina. It's parang a pwedeng women anthem or something. So, I really appreciate that. So, you just mentioned that this is a Bisaya. Bisaya yung dialect with the...
bale, there is Bisaya. The part we sang is Ilonggo. It's in Ilonggo verse. So the song itself is combination between Bisaya, Tagalog, and Ilonggo. It's three dialect lyrical song. The first verse comes aside from our song, the original song. The first verse is in Bisaya. Then comes our Ilonggo verse and the Tagalog verse and another Ilonggo verse. In the song that we sang, that we performed earlier, it's an acoustic version that I created, that we created, me and my sister. So we just included our verse only because we're the only performers today, so it's only in Ilonggo and Tagalog.
Yeah,
That's it.
understandable for sure. Thank you so much. We don't have exactly a lot of time left. Pero can you guys share your social media info so that we can follow you guys, your Twitter and whatnot?
Okay, sure. So our social media is, of course, Gigi and the Beats. Gigi and the Beats. Gigi and the Beats on Instagram, on Facebook, Gigi and the Beats as well, and on Twitter, Gigi on the Beats. But I am not frequently using Twitter, so you can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. That's all.
Okay, so Spotify.
Spotify as well, Gigi. Our Spotify is GG GI/GI. GI.
All right, so we have you guys are spelling. All right. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I look forward to more of your music because
Of
I'm
course.
I'm really hooked right now talaga. So
Thank you.
thank you guys talaga so much. That again is Gigi on the beats, guys. Jill and Jilly Hemino, right? Okay. After this, I would like to pass the spotlight to Miss Natalia for our closing remarks and photo opportunity and other information that we need. Miss Natalia, are you here? Yes.
Yes, hello. Thank you so much, Sam, for the amazing hosting. And thank you once again, everyone, for joining us today. I'd now like to take the opportunity to acknowledge the Independent Collective team who's been the backbone of this event. And without them, this wouldn't all be possible. So thank you as well to our wonderful guest panelists, our talented guest performers, and of course, you, Sam, our amazing host. So thank you to our partners and sponsors as well for making this event possible. And I'd also like to announce the winners of our recent giveaways. So congratulations to Ralph Young, Alessandra Yvonne, and Angelica Lariaga for winning a 6 pieces box from Iris Bites and a 10% discount code. And congratulations to Trina Tasara, Jomil Fernandez, Aliza Yu, Sofia Tasara, and Isabel Magno for winning either a 6-piece box of chocolate chip cookies or crinkles and a 10% discount code. So winners will be contacted by the events team after the event. And so now that we're done, I'd like to invite everybody to open their cameras for a photo. We will be posting this on our social media sites, so make sure to follow us to check that out.
Hi everyone, so just like to echo what Talia said, please open your cameras for a quick photo op before we end the meeting at exactly 11 a.m. All right, thank you. So I'm seeing some open their cameras now, but no pressure if you're shy. We'll just give you some time, so you're like 1 minute more if you're still setting up. Okay, so I think the majority is on cam na. I'll just take a quick photo in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for joining the Independent Collective.
Thank you, everyone.